Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people, fellow humans. And I spell that Huemonds, colorful nuts. And I think that's the best way to think of ourselves, as we are colorful nuts, not to take ourselves too seriously. What, not a bevy, about to get off the bus. Where are you heading? In Fort Jacks. For the rest of us, this is Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help our students and other people on their journey through this life. Sunshine. Okay, where are you heading? Are you going to work? All the way over there in Fort Jacks, Jacksonville, Florida. Does that mean it's sunny? Well, today is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Wow, this month has flown by faster. To the gym, bike shop, then beach. Seems like somebody's retired, living the life of a retired person. But the good news is I know you're very conscientious. You are a doer of the word, not a talker of the word. But anyway, here we are, another day. This is day 3 in week 3 of our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 3, week 3, in the week that we call Outside My Skull-Sized Kingdom. This is where I step out of my skull-sized kingdom, I look around, and I notice there's a whole lot of people out there who think the world revolves around them. I know it revolves around me, but they think it revolves around them. And I got to get them, I got to find a way, a non-manipulative, mutually beneficial way to get them to help me on my adventure, my journey through this life. So that's what this week is about. Monday, we learned, well, the thing to do is join a tribe. We're all parts of tribes. So what not about her work tribe, the bike tribe, the bus tribe, the trivia night tribe, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All these tribes that are now school tribe, her class in school tribe, all of these tribes that she's part of. And what David Logan tells us is to join a tribe and nudge it forward. That's what we need to do. Nudge it forward. And yesterday, Tuesday, we learned how to nudge. So first, we got to find something to change. What's an area that can improve? How do we know? We look around, we ask people, hey, what's good about, what do you like about this? What do you not like? We ask them, find something to change. Number 2, tell a compelling story. Number 3, connect the true believers and what? Ignore the non-true believers. Don't argue with the non-true believers. Don't waste energy trying to convert them. Just go to the next person. Okay? And 4, lead them. All right. So finding something to change, not really that hard. Not really that hard. Telling a compelling story, maybe. 3, connecting the true believers. That's actually very easy. You just say, like Jerry Maguire, which we'll see on Saturday and Sunday, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? That's all you need to do, basically. Who's coming with me? And then, so that's not hard. 4, leading them, that's not really hard. Again, Jerry Maguire, When Dorothy says now, he says yeah. And they're off. The game is afoot. So that leaves telling a compelling story. So today we're going to focus on telling a compelling story. Simon Sinek, how do you tell a compelling story? And we'll get to that after our commercial break. What? No commercial break. This is a break. I'll give you a break. To the moon, Alice. That reminds me of an episode of The Honeymooners that I like, where Ralph and Norton are learning to play golf. They're reading a book, and step one, address the ball. So they're looking at each other. What does that mean? Address the ball. And Norton says, oh, I got it. He bends over and he says, hello, ball. Okay. Boom. All right. So advice from an 80-year-old. Keep it simple. Right. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. We tend to get sucked into the mystery of the thing, the intrigue. It can't be that simple. Let's put more meaning into it than it was. You know, that would be like the caveman when it rains outside or there's a lightning. Instead of keeping it simple, that's nature. No, we add or create a story and then create a story about the story and the story about the story, all the way back. Keep it simple. Our theme of today, luck, skill, or a blessing. Is it luck, skill, or a blessing? One of the things my dad would say, I'd rather be lucky than good. And he said it in that sort of way that it was a truth, not an opinion. I'd rather be lucky than good. That was generally on the golf course. When you made a putt, where the probability was you were not going to make the putt, oh, good. When you were not going to make the probability was you would miss the putt, but you made the putt, and you say, man, that was lucky. God, what a lucky shot. Somebody says, lucky shot. Or somewhere the word lucky is used, and my father would always interject, I'd rather be lucky than good. Which is probably true, but in the Christian realm, the proper response to somebody that says, I'd rather be lucky than good, or luck, boy, I got lucky on that one. No, you didn't. No, that's a blessing from God. God did that. That was God. So we're taking luck, we're taking skill. Somebody does something good using the knowledge they have, and you say, man, I'm impressed. No, that's God. It's not me, it's God. In effect saying, I am just a marionette. I get no credit for doing stuff. There is no randomness. Everything is preordained. Man, what a horrible place to live that would be. Would you want to grow up in a world like that, where your destiny was already determined? You might not know it, but it was determined. So it could be kind of like, I just got to go along for the ride because it's already determined what I'm going to do. So is it luck? So everybody needs to decide, is there such a thing as luck? Is there such a thing as skill? Is there such a thing as a blessing from God? And of course, the problem with that is we get into our Clark's fourth law problem. For every expert, there's an equal and opposite expert. So there's a lot of people in the world that are equally successful who have a different belief, who don't think we are marionettes controlled by God and that God deserves all of the credit. And we were just a vessel that God used to do his bidding. There are people who reject that idea, and they're equally successful. They're equally successful. So how do you know that's what it is? I kind of think in an ideal universe, God would want randomness rather than I've figured everything out. I've got my infinite number of marionettes out there. I figured it all out. And this guy way over there, the butterfly effect way over there, you're going to see it's going to come in. I think sitting back and saying, let's let these colorful nuts do their thing. Let's try to guide them. Let's try to help them move forward. Let's give them the opportunity to become one with us in spirit. Let's give them the opportunity, but also give them the choice and see what happens. Encourage them. We're here waiting, but we're also amused and interested and pleased when you do things on your own, right? And I think any good parent enjoys watching their kids surprise them and do wonderful things on their own. Learning to draw. I'm okay, son, you're going to draw this picture of this plant, but I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to put the color I like in your hand, and you're going to create a wonderful masterpiece, but my hand is going to be doing all of the work. Would a parent be greatly pleased in the child for that? I say no. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay, so let's look at what Seth Godin says. Confusing good luck with skill. If 1,000 people toss a fair coin 3 times, 125 of them will get 3 heads in a row. Perfect score. And 125 will lose every time. What the heck is going on? Boom, bango, bongo, picture, picture, picture. And a perfect score, and 125 will lose every time. We probably shouldn't give the winner too much credit. Actually, the real work is deciding which games to play and which results are worthy of trust and respect going forward. Right, you are. Okay, so I've got some pictures from pages from a book from Wat Anabevi, A Mother's Love, A Mother's Love. Let me ask you this, riddle me this. Riddle me this, said the Joker. Was it? No, the Riddler. Riddle me this. Is a mother a member of the other sex? Let's see what's saying. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we got going. Today is our volunteers breakfast, where we have pastors and interested people to talk about how do we help those less fortunate than us in our monthly wraparound. Okay. What else we got? Daily Stoic talking about Aristotle. Jordan, this is on the worksheet down below. Jordan Peterson talking about real love. What is real love? And he kind of goes on Aquinas's willing the good of the other. And let's see, Daily Stoics, that's blog, Simon Sinek. Righty then, luck, skill, or blessing. I think we got it covered, people. So remember, the purpose for being here is to create a routine, build better habits. Because most of our life is unconscious behavior. Most of our waking hours, we operate in unconscious mode. We do routines, we have our habits. The simple idea is to just build better habits. Build better habits. And how do we do that? We have a routine and then repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition. We do it so often, so much that it feels awkward if we don't do it. That's why we're here, to build better habits, create a routine. And then once we do that, we want to create a proto habit of every time we are building a habit, we want to do it just a little bit better, try to get a little bit more samurai in there, karate chop chop. We want to get a little bit more samurai. Oops, karate chop chop. That's a habit I have. So I am going to say we're going to call it for the day. Thank you for being there, building better habits, becoming a tribe. This is the morning tribe, the whatever tribe, the building better habits tribe. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. What not a bemmy. Have a good time at the gym, the bike shop, then the beach. Get a little more samurai in their karate chop chop. Yeah, get a little bit more samurai. That's a great way to phrase it. Get a little more samurai in your karate chop chop. Okay, until tomorrow, fellow humans. Okay, and cut.